Juan Soto has established himself as the crown jewel of the MLB offseason, and there is plenty of buzz about where he will land next season. The Phillies continue to be sneakily in the mix and hopeful that he could fall right into their arms, and owner John Middleton has spoken out about the potential of this occurring. We're here to break down what the chances of this actually going down are and why we might be a little more disappointed than has previously been the case. So I do want to flashback this coming on September 4th, where the Phillies were the odds-on favorites to land Juan Soto if he was set to leave. We also have got plenty of reports such as the Phillies being expected to strongly pursue Juan Soto from Bob Nightingale, but we did see John Middleton speak recently, and not the best news. So the exact quote that we have here from Middleton himself, the money man, saying, quote, "I'm afraid Juan Soto wants to be in New York, and I don't mind being a stalking horse," Middleton said, according to the Daily Pennsylvanian. He was speaking at a kind of business convention is what the context of this. The article continues to say, quote, "But I get the feeling we'll probably say, as you know, we'll probably not win this." The Phillies obviously have financial might, and with two players on $300 million contracts and 6 and 9-figure deals. They expect their franchise record payroll to rise again. They can offer Soto a ton of money on a per year and total basis, but so can his incumbent Yankees, so can the Mets, and so can a secondary team like the Blue Jays, who missed out on Shohei Ohtani a year ago. And it's possible, perhaps even probable, that the Phillies will be used to drive up that price. So, Luke, after hearing all that, what is your reaction on the Soto outlook?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately for me, the whole time it's kind of been a bit of some false hope.
Yeah.
Like I really want the dude. Did I really think we were the favorite? Not really. Um, I think it's going to be really hard for him to leave New York,
Yeah.
whether it's the Yankees or the Mets. I don't. A lot of people are very like he's going to go to the Mets. Steve Cohen was just going to throw him all this money. And I don't know where people are getting this thing like Steve Cohen is some great, like always lands the guy he wants type of thing. Other than Francisco Lindor, he got an aging Max Scherzer and like a 39-year-old Justin Verlander. And that's kind of it. Um, like Alonso wasn't some big acquisition. He was a farm guy.
Right.
Like Lindor was their only one. Like I don't know where everyone's getting this big thing from that like everybody loves to go play for Steve Cohen. Um I I would be really confused why Juan Soto would leave the Yankees to go to the Mets. That's kind of my big thing. And everybody's like, "Oh, I think the Mets are the favorite." I still think the Yankees are the favorite. I don't I mean the Yankees would have to be incredibly stupid to let him
Yeah.
walk out of that clubhouse. Like you just after you saw as a Yankees fan, after you've gone through basically 7 straight years of just dropping to the Astros and just getting owned by the Astros, and everybody that you play in the playoffs just owning you for the last 10 years, like you get a guy like Soto and you immediately find yourself right in the World Series. And obviously they didn't win, but that was the best Yankee season they've had since '09.
Yeah.
Like they can't let that dude leave. If the Phillies have any chance, go do it. But how much of a chance truly is there? I don't think as much as we were hoping for, I would say.
Yeah, I think, to be honest, that realization hit me about midway through the playoff run from the Yankees. Just watching Soto be really, for stretches, the best player on that team, and be a guy that like is clear cut, as dominant as he is, looking like he fits in the pinstripes. I just don't see a world. I think he's right back with the Yankees, and I think this is basically all a tactic to drive up the price. But you do you get your money. Ain't no complaints from me in that direction here. Now, as far as the situation as a whole, we do know that Juan Soto is making his tour, meeting with teams, getting the pitches, all these type of things. Luke, do you think the Phillies even get a chance to get in that room? Will they get a meeting with Juan Soto at least?
I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
I would hope they would at least like call him into the office. You go to wherever he is, like you got to at least try. And I know
Bring
we've
his
talked about this
friends,
a lot. Like yeah, like do whatever you got.
Kevin
Like you got to bring
Long.
Bryce. You
Yeah.
got to bring Bryce. You got to bring Trey. You got to bring Schwarber. Like do whatever you got to do to at least try. And if he says no, then he says no. But you got to go down swinging.
Yeah.
Like you have to at least give this thing a shot because I mean this guy is a franchise altering player who is only 26 years old. So this, I mean, whatever Middleton has to do, send this guy a Lamborghini, do whatever the heck you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if he says no, once again, like at least you tried. But like you can't let this guy sign with the team and just watch that and just know that you didn't try.
Yeah.
Like this guy can like change your franchise.
Yeah. No, this is like shooting your shot at a girl crazy out of your league,
Correct.
but you have to
Shoot
shoot,
your
man.
shot.
You should feel better about a missed shot than just wondering what if, you don't go home thinking maybe it would have worked. You got to at least
Nope.
try here. That's the case
You
with
can't.
Juan Soto.
You can't.
Don't let him be the prized possession, the homecoming queen of MLB free agency, and you not even walk up and have a conversation with him. So I want to see it from Middleton. And by the way, I bet Bryce Harper is a hell of a recruiter, man. I
No,
think
he's got to be.
yeah, I think if you get him in that room, reuniting him with his buddies from the Nationals days, with Trey Turner, with Bryce Harper, with Kevin Long, who we mentioned and who you have brought up, that Soto attributes a great deal of his success when he first got to the major league. I think there's more of a puncher's chance that he could be talked into it than is really the conversation. Now, the overall premise, I still think he wants to be in New York, and that is the biggest thing. But I also think this is one of those situations where the longer it lingers on and the more options that you allow to seep into your brain, your mind can be changed here. That I do think to an extent, this is kind of a true recruiting process, even though there is a clear edge here. If he really just wanted to go back to the Yankees, that would happen. That would be on the table. I don't think money is an issue for them either. And I know it hasn't been as true lately as traditionally with them, but the pockets are deep up there and they're willing to spend in general. Do you think there's any hold up on the financial side of things from the Yankees?
There shouldn't be.
Right?
They have the money. They only have one huge contract, I would say, for Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would be shocked if they came out and said we don't have the money. Like it's the New York Yankees.
Yeah.
Like they have to have the money, and this is the textbook guy that you spend all of that money on.
Who's
Like
already on your team?
who is literally already on your team and carried you to a World Series because your other star couldn't hit a beach ball for 2 weeks straight. Like it would be one of the biggest failures in the history of the sport if the Yankees let this guy leave.
Yeah.
Like it just can't. Like, if I was a Yankees fan and he somehow didn't get back on my team, I think I'd be out. Like you just can't let that happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I expect that to be the case as well. The last hypothetical before we wrap up here, and who knows? I do think Middleton, the last thing I'll put out here real quick is I do think Middleton, while he may speak, tongue in cheek and say publicly what he just said in that recent quote there also is a world where he is just trying to fly under the radar here and not cause any sort of, attention to his pursuit of Soto. Probably not the case, but I at least want to float that out there. And the last hypothetical I want to float to you, Luke, if that were to happen, if Juan Soto was to leave New York and come to Philadelphia, do you think that is a bigger win for the Phillies or loss for the Yankees in that situation?
Loss for the Yankees.
I would agree.
Loss for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, without a doubt, loss for the Yankees. And I will say, anything you see from Heyman, you have to take with a bit of a grain of salt.
Okay.
But he did say so it seems like there's like 8 or 9 teams. There were 6 teams this morning announced from, I believe it was Jeff Passan, that said they have a meeting scheduled with Soto.
Yes.
It was we said the Yankees, the Mets,
Blue Jays,
the Blue Jays, I believe the Red Sox, and there were a few other teams. But there were apparently some mystery teams. And I know that's a typical Boris driving up the price. This mystery team is ready to go in. Maybe it's not a bit this time. I don't know. I have way too much false hope, but I don't think they're out of this just yet.
All right, I'm not giving up, Luke. I'm more encouraged after recording this video than I sat down to do it. So we'll see how things all shake out in the Juan Soto pursuit. I guess one more last one. How significant is the drop-off between Juan Soto and the next free agent in this class? What is that gap look like?
Oh, man. So Juan Soto's definitely the top target. Number 2 would... I'm trying to think who's going to make the most money.
Is it the Japanese pitcher?
As far as a bat.
Okay.
As far as a bat, it might be Alex Bregman or Pete Alonso.
Wow. All right. Steep
I
drop
mean,
off.
it's going to be and depending on the years, it might be a $400 million drop off.
Wow. Okay.
Total contract from Soto to the next player.
Wow.
I don't see a bat in this class getting 300 million. And there's a chance Soto gets like 650. So it is a wild drop off.
I think there's a chance 650 might end up low when everything's said and done here. To be
It could be.
Yeah.
I mean, if it is true that these teams are going to drop, like just get this price up, there's a very good chance that it might get up to like 700, which is just insane.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, like even if the Phillies are to lose out on this, I do still think there's value in being a team just in the mix with the top superstars looking to trade teams. Drive up the price for others, have your name out there, be looked at as a desired situation or a team willing to spend. Those are good traits. So I hope we hear more about the Phillies moving forward. I hope this is not the end of the road for the Soto pursuit. Obviously not looking great right now, but who knows? Stranger things have happened. So let us know what you guys think in the comments, what your level of hope for Juan Soto is. Make sure you're smashing that subscribe button if you have not already. Dropping a like on this video, and me and Luke will be back talking with you next time. Peace.